Alright, so I'd like to say before this video starts that I am not calling out any people that make original species, and in general I'm not like trying to call out specific people and their species. I'm actually just making this rant because I've seen it happen a lot and I just want to comment on it because it just pisses me off. And yeah, so I guess we're gonna get into this. Okay, so why is it that people think it's a good idea to create closed species and then attack people that have similar ideas? Like, I really don't understand that, especially the fans of people that make original species. I just don't understand it. And the reason why is because no original species is actually original. A lot of people imply things off of other people's ideas, and a lot of times people think of the same idea. Like, there's no original idea, as I said in my Mary Sue rant video. Everybody has thought of something before, and if they haven't, or you think that nobody has, I can assure you that somebody has probably thought of that 10 years prior to you. It's just really dumb how people think, oh wow, I just thought up this idea randomly and it's so original and nobody else has ever had it before, so I'm gonna make it a closed species. And then somebody else just comes up and is like, yo, I'm gonna make this idea that I had, and it's somewhat similar, and then people attack them for it. It's like, it's stupid. An example of this would be water dogs. Now, I'm gonna say right now, I am not attacking the creator of water dogs, because they have done nothing wrong, honestly. I don't think they have. But there was this little scandal that happened back with water dogs a little while ago, and that was that some people started making their own little dogs of water, and other people had done it in the past, and for the longest time, people that were fans of the water dog species would go and attack these people relentlessly, saying they were stealing the water dog original species. And they were like going off hardcore, telling people to like delete their accounts or they should stop art, things like that. Like, that's how bad it was and what I personally witnessed. And it was just really stupid. And what happened after that was that people on DeviantArt started making groups against water dogs, like attacking them, saying anti-water dogs, do what you want with your species. And then a lot of people got on board with it and started making their own little water dog species designs. But I mean, they didn't really obviously charge as much as the actual water dog species, and it was really, in my opinion, it was actually very refreshing to see that somebody decided to create their own species that had a simple trait, which was adding water to a dog or adding water to another animal like a bunny, a cat, or anything like that, in creating their own little species. But at the same time, they were kind of an open species but closed species, and it was just a lot less heinous. And it was just more fun to see those species come out than water dogs, because water dogs were so heavily policed by the actual fandom. It wasn't really heavily policed by Witch Paws, who made the characters. But it's just crazy how people seriously think that just because somebody slaps on something to a creation, that it's suddenly very original and that you can't make anything similar to it, otherwise you're stealing automatically. Like, I designed my own species one time because back when I was really into closed species, I was like, oh my god, I want to have my own. So I thought of this species of characters that were modeled off of dandelions. Like, I modeled them after maned wolves, teddy bears, and dandelions. I actually did not look at like any references whatsoever on the internet for it. I just randomly thought it up one day. And then as soon as I started posting adoptables of the species, somebody came up to me and started attacking me, saying, "You're stealing my sister's original species! You need to stop right now, you art thief!" And I was like, dude, I haven't even seen your sister's species or her art. And I actually went to see who her sister was, and I was apparently watching them on DeviantArt. But back then, I literally was watching 2,000 people, and I never kept up with their art or anything like that. Like, I never did. So when I went and looked at the species, they had their obvious differences. They were similar, but the only thing they had on them was the dandelions. And I shit you not, this person attacked me because I put dandelions on a character and made my own species. That isn't original at all. Like, I'm gonna be completely serious, my idea wasn't original. And I still to this day think that that species was really bad, and I haven't touched it ever since that because people were just gonna attack me. But I just was like, that's not original at all, and I actually came to that person with facts and said, look, I haven't seen your sister's art, and I don't know what you're talking about, and I showed them reference pictures that I used to design the species for like their little appendages and stuff, and that person never responded to me. Because I think they knew deep down that they were in the wrong and they were just falsely witch hunting somebody. And I think that's what a lot of people in the DeviantArt and closed species community does. Not like the creators, but the people that buy original species and are so heavily devoted to getting original species. They just witch hunt for every little thing when people have very similar ideas, and it pisses me off. Alright, so I'm gonna mention some stuff that my friend said as well, because they have really good analogies to the closed species drama, and I think that their words are honestly something that people could look at and learn from. And that is, okay, this is funny. It says, yes, that pisses me off. I hate closed species. Like, kudos to the people putting anal beads on a rabbit thing and selling them for $1,000. And I think I know what they're talking about, which is dreamies, maybe, or scarf tails. But I kind of agree with the fact that if somebody that, like, a lot of people throw $500 to $1,000 into the closed species for one design, not even any extra art, just one single design, and they make so much bank off of it, and I don't understand that. I really don't understand why people are so devoted to spending so much money on one design. And then they said, you can't have anal beads on any other character, or if you have the same idea, you're copying when someone genuinely might have never seen that species and was like, this would look cool on my character. And then they said, suddenly you have the entire internet raping you and your creativity because of a closed fucking species. That is perfect, and I love that analogy because it's true. Like, so many people go off and witch hunt and just attack people and their creativity, and they get harassed for weeks at a time for one little thing that they thought similar. And a lot of people end up quitting the art community because it's so harsh. And my friend also said they remembered a time back before Closed Species came out where artists helped each other out despite their level of artist creativity and despite their level of art as a whole, like the skill. A lot of people used to help each other out, and I remember that time because I went on DeviantArt and joined around 2009, 2010, and I met this great person on there named Gohan-chan. And that person helped me out a lot. I was a tracer, like I traced over Naruto screen caps and just made my own original character from that looked exactly like Sakura or something like that. And instead of attacking me, you know what this person did? They drew art of my character and helped me revamp the character so I wasn't actually heavily tracing and editing over stuff. And they actually got me into digital art. And that's what put me where I am today, was this person. And I am really sad that this person eventually left the DeviantArt community and deactivated their account without telling anybody. That's what really gets me, and I think the reason why they did it was because they noticed the change that was happening on DeviantArt and they just did not want a part of it. They quit. And that's what upsets me, is that this closed species bullshit is causing artists that are really nice and kind and people that are just not in the wrong at all. It's causing them to quit because so many people are selfish and think that one single idea is original to their own, and that is wrong. Now, I personally think that closed species as a whole are a really great idea to have. It's fun to create your own closed species and see people honestly enjoying your designs. But what I don't think is right is when closed species content creators go, you can't make anything similar to this at all, and if somebody buys a character design for them and they want like a sibling to that character or another character with that general design like of the closed species, they get charged up the ass for it. And I mean the same price that they charge for the original character, which could be $60 to $500, which I honestly, that right there pisses me off because as somebody that created a closed species, if somebody wanted another one, I would be like, dude, go right ahead, design your own, but credit me. And I may have in the past charged them like $1 or $2. That was it. That, like, I don't understand why people have to charge so much fucking money just to put a label on a character and say, oh, if you want to create another of this species, you're gonna have to pay me. Like, that's just wrong in my opinion. I don't know why people want to do that, and I honestly, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for it, but I really don't understand it. And the friend that I mentioned in the video has also said, somebody that they were talking with, like, they have a friend that made a character, and it was on the featured page of Toy House a little while ago. And then an artist that this person followed copied the exact design, like to the T, and put it on her page. And so my friend messaged that person, like, yo, this is stolen, like, what are you gonna do about it? And so that person, instead of attacking that person and saying, oh my god, you're copying my species and my art and my character, wah! And sending so many people after them, you know what this person did? They just went to this person that copied their design and they said, look, I don't mind that you have a similar character, just change the colors a little bit, make it more unique, since it was obvious that they were inferring or like copied the character down to the last detail. And that's what we need in the community of DeviantArt and close species and other things like that. Instead of going all haywire and being a total asshole about your creations, you can go and personally message somebody you see doing wrong, not bring anybody into it. You can go up to them and be like, yo, I just want to let you know I have a design that is similar to this and I would appreciate it if you could look at the characters and maybe make them a little bit more original, or, you know, in general, just be very nice about it, especially if somebody's copying your design to a T. Just ask them nicely, because a lot of times people that are inferring off of designs or artists are people that genuinely respect that person a lot, and they just want to have something that looks similar to the artist's designs, or they want to just have something of that artist, and it just shatters this person completely when their favorite artist or somebody that they really look up to suddenly attacks them along with their fans, or just lets their fans white knight and attack them for something that's so simple and can be solved so personally between each other. Like, I really don't understand why people just want to be assholes. And I don't know. But I think this rant's gonna end here. I just want you guys to understand that close species are not really original. Original species are not original at all. Like, so many people have had a similar design to that in the past that they didn't make an original species. And people just need to learn to lighten up on it. And not be an asshole, not be in it for the money, but be in it for the fact that people like your characters and that they want to embrace that. Like, it's gotten into the point where close species and original species are just there for the money. People make them just to make money. And that's really shitty. Like, the adoptable community was about designing things that you liked to give other people a good design, and in general, it's supposed to be a nice, friendly community where you can design things that you like, but you might not use, so you're gonna sell it. And it just turned into this whole entire, like, ordeal of people being so hungry for the hundreds of dollars that they can get from shitting out a design that isn't really that original, but the artist has good art, so, oh my god, this I must have it. And it's just like, it's so stupid. That's why I don't own any close species, except for me trying to find a black eye, because I really like those. But then again, the reason why I really like black eyes is because of the fact that I like the little squiggly spark tail that comes off the back. And I really want to implement that with one of my characters, but the thing is that I'm so afraid of backlash and people saying, oh my god, you're inferring so much off of these species, you're a tracer, you're an art thief, you're an idea stealer. And it's like, no, I just like the idea of that and I want to implement it with a character that's separate from the species just for my own personal use because I like that trait. I don't think that could really, like, in general, if anybody wants to infer off a species, I don't think anybody should attack them for it, because it's really honestly a very simple trait, having a spark tail, or having a puff tail, or having a tail that has dandelions on it, which was one of my species. It's honestly not very unique at all, and a lot of people can think that up, not even seeing that species. So it's like, I don't understand why people can't take ideas from other things and make their own without getting patronized, because I mean, ideas aren't original, and sometimes you can inspire other people, and I think that's really nice that you inspire other people to create their own designs. But then again, it's like, if you're charging like $60 up to like $500 or even $1,000 for your original species, come on, man. Of course people are going to infer off of your designs and make their own based on what they want, because you're just charging so much for your species that a lot of times people that don't have jobs or people that are underage that can't really get money, they just can't afford it. So of course they're going to infer off that species. Of course they're going to try and do their own thing because they don't have the means to do it. And I'm not saying it's right, but that's the reason why it happens. And I feel like if closed species creators and original species creators, if they want to solve that problem, either they make batches for people that are first-time owners of their species that are really cheap, or they just in general open up make your own slots. And for one of my closed species that I really follow, it's like $60 to make your own of their species. That's kind of not okay to me. Like, that's so much money for you just to make your own and have the name of a species on it. That's really fucking ridiculous. And I just think that we really need to change that. We need to stop being so money hungry about close species, and we just need to learn to accept each other and our ideas, and in general just be nicer people. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. This is getting a little long, and I'm sorry that it's a decently long video, but I hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.